Hi, my name is Christine Wilson, and welcome to my video. I'm going to discuss Boyles Law and some of the mechanisms of exhalation and inhalation with breathing. Boyles Law states that pressure equals the inverse of volume, basically meaning as pressure increases, volume decreases, and as volume decreases, or as volume increases, pressure decreases. So let's take a look here at the picture to show a better example of this. As you see here on this first picture, there's a greater amount of volume. As this piston pushes down and pressure increases, over here you see that the volume decreased. As it pushes down, pressure increases, volume decreases. So we would assume on this side, as volume decreases, increases, pressure decreases. A better representation of this would be if we take a look at this marshmallow inside here. The marshmallow is representing our lungs, and we're going to assume that the air inside there represents pulmonary pressure, and outside would be atmospheric pressure. So, as we stated before, as pressure increases, volume decreases. So if you watch the marshmallow, as we increase the pressure, the volume decreases and the marshmallow shrinks, or the lungs shrink. As we increase pressure, decrease pressure, the volume increases. As you see, if we pull back on this and we increase the volume, and the pressure decreases. One more time. Increased pressure, decreased volume, decreased pressure, increased volume. So that was basically Boyles Law. Boyles Law, next we'll talk about quiet breathing. Quiet breathing is better known as normal or eupneic breathing. It consists of two types of quiet breathing: diaphragmatic or deep breathing, and coastal breathing or shallow breathing. Let's start with inhalation of quiet breathing. Inhalation involves muscle contractions as well as pressure changes. Quiet breathing occurs as the diaphragm contracts. And if you take a look at this picture here, when the diaphragm contracts, it actually pulls down toward the abdomen. As well as this is happening, the external intercostals are pulling the rib cage up. As this happens, pressure decreases because this is opening. So pressure decreases and the volume in here expands and increases, making the lungs larger, expanding, causing air to move in. Exhalation, on the next picture here, happens as the process is a passive process and the muscles relax. So the diaphragm comes back up and the external intercostals relax and leave the ribs come back down. And pulmonary cavity decreases the volume and forces the air, as you see here, forces the air back out of the lungs. We mostly use diaphragmatic breathing with minimum activity levels. As we need more air, our ribs become involved and we convert to coastal breathing. When abdominal muscles and pressure changes due to posture, fluid shifts, restrictions such as pregnant women, or the uterus restricts muscles and movement, we sometimes use coastal breathing or shallow breathing. Next, we're going to look here at a picture of forced breathing. Forced breathing happens very similar to quiet breathing. The pressure changes are the same. The only exception is that more muscles become involved, and it becomes an active process of inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation involves the diaphragm and the external intercostals, as it normally would down here, the diaphragm and the external intercostals. The muscles of the neck become involved, the sternocleidomastoid and the scalenus, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, the pectoralis minor and the sartorius anterior. Pectoralis minor and the sartorius anterior is not on here, but that is up towards your chest and your shoulders. During exhalation of forced breathing, the transverse thoracic internal intercostals activity depress the ribs, while the abdominal muscles and the external and internal obliques All of these muscles down here, the abdominal muscles, push the diaphragm back up. The rectus abdominis, the transverse abdominis, the internal and external obliques. You can see here the abdominal muscles, the internal intercostals, all of those push up. So as you look again here, these muscles are involved in inspiration, and these muscles down here of the abdomen are involved in expiration. These are typically forced breathing. You see a lot more with pregnancies, exercise. Sometimes you see it here with COPD as you get a barrel chest. Cigarette smoking is another cause of forced breathing, poor posture, singing. There are several different things that can cause external breathing, but in the gist of it, that would be Boyles Law and internal and external breathing and pressure changes. Thank you for watching.